Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers. 2 weeks have come and gone. It's sports. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
Tyler Eifert, the 20. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Tyler Eifert, 85 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms, because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Ready? Use the mic right here, over there, right? 52's the mic. Push him back. Push him back. There you go.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on.
Let's go, boys. Let's go. Here we go. Get set. Get the plan. Hey, we got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving. Convert.
First carry for James Conner. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first.
Well, it certainly appears that the big guys up front have taken charge of the line of scrimmage. 2 really nice plays back-to-back. But on the defensive side of the ball, there shouldn't be any despair. Okay, they've got us a couple of times here. Hang in there, keep your composure, and try and figure it out for the next play.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Back to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 15. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. He's continuing to be a big presence defensively. Remember last week, AFC Defensive Player of the Week, and a big pick right there.
And when you pile up big numbers, it gets everyone's attention. But sometimes the number just needs to be, how many game-changing plays did you make? Did you take the ball away from the other team? He just did that, trying to win the award again this week.
52, 52. Let's go, defense. Hey, man up, D. Man up, D.
Davis now, off the play fake. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Davis now. There's the Washington Husky. It's Dante Pettis. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. This quarterback now already over 100 yards passing in just this first quarter. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, Davis. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
A gain of 21 yards. First down, Cincinnati.
Operating out of Steeler territory at the 45-yard line. Back to throw. Davis. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one.
Check 26.
Looking to throw again on second down. Davis, pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. That's sacked by Khalil Mack.
Well, enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. T.J. Watt causing the disruption. He gets the sack. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. The Pittsburgh offense at the line. Last time it led to the opening touchdown, so now 7-0 to score as they start 1st and 10. Connor on first down, not going to get a whole lot, maybe a couple. Second down coming up. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Check that.
Here's 2nd and 8. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off at the 19. And the return will stop right around the 25. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You're going to let that happen, guys? Is that how they're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
There he goes left side. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Dante Pettis, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Bengals strike quickly here for 6 points. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 14-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. The free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage?
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Open man is Uzomah. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 31-yard line.
The beauty of route running is it doesn't matter what position, everyone's doing the same thing. In this case, tight end, selling the vertical route. Get the defensive back on his heels, break off for the corner. With good timing,
now the ball comes loose, and the Bengals grab it. And they finally put it into this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. Mixon hit, and oh, the ball is out.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Start of the second quarter, and it's the Bengals in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And now he's going to use his legs. And he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Their mobile quarterback on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. And maybe the defense got so caught up in him throwing the football, they forgot he can take off too.
And you often hear about the quarterback being the unaccounted-for guy as a runner. Well, even on a passing play, he's unaccounted for as a runner, and he turned it into a nice gain.
A very nice run, and it turns into 6 points.
Let's go. Take over 1st and 10.
The Pittsburgh offense at the dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. On 2nd down, Connor looking for space. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. It's a big play there for the Steelers. 44 yards on the ground.
1st and 10.
This offense finding its legs. They're going to look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Carl Lawson with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack. Now that after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for second. Looking to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 16. And he will take it across midfield and down to the 45.
All right, work with me, partner. This is a classic understatement. Their execution has been very poor. Last 3 drives, 2 interceptions and a fumble. Winning football, we're not seeing it right now.
Here's a run on 1st down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard. 2nd and 11. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Hey, Charlie.
Now Davis. Off play action. Throw left side, complete to Moss. No yardage to speak of whatsoever. Leads to a 3rd down.
And that's when it's fun to play defense. When you're able to diagnose a play right from the beginning, get all your guys to the football, and spill the play, that's when you have a lot of fun playing on that side of the ball.
They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Davis operating from the gun. And he will find his man on the outside. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle. Happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
Watch it.
I know, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3. Nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver that time. That'll bring up 2nd down. Second and 10. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. He's picked off at his own 47. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
Here we go. 60 Pittsburgh. You draw Corker.
On 2nd down now, it's Moss. And give him about 3 as he gets it down to the 22-yard line.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Tyler Boyd, his 3rd touchdown now on the year as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point forthcoming. And they're able to up the lead by 1 more.
Makes the score. Bengals 31. Steelers nothing.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no return. Take it.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. They'll start on the ground with Breida. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation.
2nd and 11. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of.
They'll look to throw here. Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzomah. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we remind you, coming up,
the coach,
Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
What we got?
Now back to throw. Complete to the running back, Matt Breida. It'll be a gain of 9, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
He'll drop to throw. That's caught by his tight end, Uzomah. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 16. A first opportunity for the Steelers in the red zone. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16. And he's able to get this inside the 10 now to the 9. And a solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They run with Connor. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before. And he is going to go down back at the 11-yard line.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about be a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit.
That is caught. It's Juju for the Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster in the final seconds of the first half, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is down to 24. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. He stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. Counter a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. What will be the final act of this first half. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3.
Get ready.
Drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
and I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive, and we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too, and they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
This offense in desperate need. Down. He'll look to throw. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
A 3. That up and then some on 2nd and 13. Here's Davis. From the gun, he'll throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So they come out of the locker room trailing, but plays like that, they won't be trailing much longer. Defense really starting out well this second half.
Yeah, they knew they had to jumpstart things a little bit. They really struggled in the first half trying to slow them down. Made that adjustment that we always talk about, and it worked very well on that play.
And to the 49-yard line, but no further, and obviously he is well short of the first. They get 13, but it's not nearly enough, and it'll be 4th down. Here's Matt Weil now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. And he'll go ahead and field this at the 5. A terrific return there, 27 yards all told. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. 1st and 10. They begin on the ground here with Connor. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They'll set up to throw. That'll be complete to Breida. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game. Sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
It'll be a gain of 17 at a Pittsburgh first. From the midfield strike, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Bengals grab it. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
That feels like an accumulation of the pressure we've seen all game. I mean, he's been on the turf a whole lot because of sacks. Eventually, something else happens as well, and this time it was a turnover.
Yeah, caught up to him.
Break. 52, Mike, 52. Don't let him breathe. Don't let him breathe. Go.
Davis now. Following the fumble recovery, he'll throw. Looking to complete it to Pettis, and he's got him. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Check number 1.
At the Steelers' 25-yard line.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
First down. Here's the run with Anderson. Well, there to make the tackle, Khalil Mack.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through.
On 2nd and 9, Davis got his man. It's Eifert. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Tyler Eifert with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year, as his guys continue to pour it on. Extra point splits the uprights, and that will extend this big lead. The kickoff. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
You always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long...
Play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. And some room to work. And they're going to have this territory. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 43 yards on the ground.
First and goal.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Matt Breida, his 1st touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Steelers are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is down to 24. I guess the last score wasn't enough for them. They want more. Here comes an onside kick. And this is going to be snuffed out. The Bengals recover. Onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep.
And this is caught inside the 5. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. John Ross, his 1st touchdown of the new season, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Point after, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. He's got the lane, and there he goes. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. That kickoff return, 104 yards. And the Steelers are able to close the gap just a bit. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is down to 24. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Let's go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Stephon Tuitt able to shake free and get home for the sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
On second down. It's Moss. They get 5 yards on the run there. Still left staring at a third and about 14.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
The Steelers now in the nickel here on third down. Operating from the gun. Davis. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Back now in Pittsburgh. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10.
Check 52's the mic. Here we go.
They'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Carl Lawson able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. A very solid gain of 27. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind, with him running the team, that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
On 1st and 10 is counter. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Crunch time, defense.
2nd and 4. Open man, here's Foster. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 22-yard line. This quarterback now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. Letting one go deep. And this is going to be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking. Throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot. They're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard. And they never get out of it, and that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Brings up 2nd and 1 at the 29-yard line.
And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. Doesn't look to be any confusion here as they come up now on a 2nd and 6 following the delay of game. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. A 4-receiver set here. 3 to the left, 1 to the right, 2nd and 6. From the gun, Davis. Open man is Ross, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A pickup of 24. And that's where the play began, the 24-yard line.
First down, Bengals.
This quarterback now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
Get him, boy. Get him, boy. Here we go. Here we go. 90 Wolf. X3. 218. Chopper. Ready.
Now Davis off the play fake. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. T.J. Watt picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
And now they're looking for 19 yards here on 3rd down following 2 negative plays. Here's Anderson. He's got it on the draw. That'll be good for 6, but now it's 4th down. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. 31 yards on the punt there. And the Steelers are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Right there.
And now he'll tuck it and run. He's going to, now a loose football. The ball comes out, and the Bengals grab it. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. And they will take a knee here.
Ready up. 2 times. Out. 3 down. Out.
And they take a knee.
The quarterback on the keeper. A loss of a yard on the play. And it's
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. And they'll indeed take a knee. Well, they could just run this clock out, but here is the field goal unit on 4th down. He hit his first. Now this from 43. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they